We often think about, how things might end. Big dramatic stuff.
Yeah. Climate change, maybe nuclear war, even rogue AI keeps coming up.
Exactly. And those are terrifying, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're kind of local, aren't they? Earth, maybe the solar system.
Relatively speaking, yeah. Temporary problems on a cosmic scale.
But today, we're going way, way bigger. This deep dive is about, it's not just the end of Earth or even the stars. It's about the end of time itself.
The ultimate cosmic apocalypse scenario. I mean, picture it. The very last star flickers out.
Uh-huh.
All matter decays. Everything just spreads out uniformly. No energy left to do anything.
So what happens then? Can
Yeah.
anything possibly survive that? Anyone?
That's the giant question, isn't it? And that's really our mission for you today, to try and understand this ultimate cosmic doomsday.
Right. And then look at some of the, frankly, wild ideas about how humanity or whatever comes after us might try to escape it.
Wildly imaginative is definitely the term. But there's also this deeper philosophical layer, the why. Why even think about trying such an impossible thing?
Yeah, exactly. We've pulled together some pretty mind-bending source material for this one. It's a mix of speculative cosmology, some really cutting-edge physics ideas, and that philosophical angle, too.
And we're going to try and pull out the key insights for you, make it digestible.
Because honestly, we're talking about stuff that pushes right up against the limits of how we even think about time and space, existence itself.
It really does.
Okay, so let's ground this a bit. The physics, where does this idea even come from?
Well, it starts with what we observe now. Modern cosmology, it tells us the universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating.
Right, the dark energy thing, that mysterious force pushing everything apart faster and faster.
Exactly. And if you follow that accelerating expansion to its logical conclusion, trillions upon trillions of years from now, you arrive at this state called heat death.
Heat death. Okay. Sounds final.
It pretty much is. It's a state of maximum entropy. Think of it like stirring cream into coffee perfectly.
Okay.
Eventually, it's all just one uniform color, right? All the energy, all the heat is perfectly spread out. You can't get any work out of it anymore.
So, cosmically speaking.
Stars have all burned out long ago. Even black holes, they're not permanent. They evaporate over incredible timescales through Hawking radiation.
Wow.
And eventually, theorists believe, all matter itself might decay into just fundamental particles, photons, neutrinos, that kind of thing.
So the universe becomes empty.
Not empty, but incredibly dilute. A cold, dark, perfectly uniform soup. And here's the kicker. In that state, time itself becomes, meaningless.
Meaningless. How can time become meaningless? What does that even look like?
Well, Roger Penrose has this fascinating idea, his conformal cyclic cosmology.
Yeah.
He basically argues that in a universe with no usable energy left, where everything is so uniform, there's nothing to act as a clock. No structure changing, nothing evolving.
So no before and after.
Pretty much. There's no way to mark the passage of time. It loses its directionality, its meaning. The concept of now just becomes this sort of eternal, featureless state.
Okay, let's unpack this. Trillions of years. That number, it's almost impossible to grasp, isn't it?
Completely. Our brains aren't wired for that scale.
But I suppose if you're thinking about an intelligent species trying to endure, really endure.
Then it becomes a very real deadline, an existential one.
What's fascinating here is how this isn't just about survival, is it? It's about the very meaning of existence when cosmic structures themselves vanish.
Exactly. It raises that important question. If time itself becomes meaningless, what would a future even look like? What would purpose mean then?
So, okay, the ultimate deadline. Can anything escape it? Is there a way out?
People have certainly thought about it. Back in 1979, the physicist Freeman Dyson had this idea.
Oh, I think I know this one. Slowing down, right?
Yeah. He proposed that a super advanced civilization could maybe survive indefinitely just by, exponentially reducing its activity. Thinking slower, computing slower, stretching out their existence over the eons.
Living life in ultra slow motion to make the energy last.
Sort of, yeah. It's a really elegant thought.
Yes,
But
it doesn't work.
it seems not. Later analyses, particularly by Krauss and Starkman around 2000, they showed it hits fundamental quantum limits.
Quantum limits.
Yeah, you can't just slow down computation infinitely. The quantum world is inherently fuzzy, jittery. There's a minimum energy cost for any kind of computation, any processing of information, no matter how slow you try to make it. You eventually run out of usable energy anyway.
Huh. So simply slowing down is off the table. That forces us into, well, much stranger territory.
Much stranger. We start getting into what you might call cosmological engineering.
Not just moving planets, but changing the universe itself.
Potentially. Ideas like altering the vacuum energy of space somehow. Or maybe even triggering a whole new inflation, like a new Big Bang.
Or creating a baby universe,
Yeah.
like launching a lifeboat into a totally new cosmos.
Exactly that kind of thinking. Andre Lind, who did a lot of work on inflation, talked about this back in '86. He called it an infinity engine.
An infinity engine.
The idea was maybe you could create new universes through controlled quantum fluctuations, basically finding a way to poke the fabric of reality just right to spark a new Big Bang somewhere else.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because we're not talking about a spaceship anymore, are we? Not really.
Not in the traditional sense, no.
If you could actually leave this universe,
And enter a new one.
you wouldn't escape death, maybe, but you could restart the whole process, reset the cosmic clock.
That's the core idea. It's a leap from just surviving within our universe to escaping its ultimate fate altogether. Finding a way to keep existence going when this whole reality, this canvas, is unraveling.
And this mechanism, this way out, that's the ark.
That's what our sources call it, the arc beyond light. Not a physical ship carrying bodies.
But something much more fundamental.
A mechanism, perhaps purely informational, designed to transcend cosmic decay, to carry the spark, the intelligence, forward.
Okay, so if it's not a ship made of metal, what form could this ark actually take? I mean, this is deep speculation, right?
Well, absolutely. Pure theory, but it's speculation grounded in physics, which makes it fascinating.
Right.
And the sources we looked at, they outline maybe 4 distinct theoretical possibilities. Each one is pretty mind-bending.
Okay, let's hear them. What's the first one?
The data arc. So forget physical bodies. Think consciousness itself.
Uploaded minds.
Exactly. Encoded maybe as patterns of light or gravitational waves or even within quantum fields. Imagine entire civilizations reduced to pure information.
Sailing on neutrino streams or something.
Or using entangled photons across vast distances. Their existence is the information, not the container.
Wow. Okay, that's one. What's next?
A computational black hole. Using a black hole as a kind of ultimate hard drive and computer.
How would that work?
Well, the event horizon could potentially store immense amounts of information. Or maybe you could manipulate the Hawking radiation it emits to perform computations. Black holes are the densest, most stable, long-term objects we know of, theoretically.
So a final stronghold for knowledge built into a black hole.
Kind of, yeah. Preserving the essence of a civilization in the most extreme environment imaginable.
Okay, number 3.
Singularity probes. This one gets into quantum foam territory.
Quantum foam.
Yeah, the idea that at the absolute smallest scales, space-time isn't smooth, but this chaotic, bubbling mess of quantum fluctuations.
Right.
So these probes would be microscopic devices designed to tunnel through this foam, searching for the right conditions.
Conditions for what?
For creation. Looking for a spot where they could potentially trigger a new universe and maybe inject some kind of digital DNA, the core information of the civilization, to reboot it in that new cosmos.
Planting the seeds for a new universe, literally.
That's the idea. Ambitious, to say the least.
And the last one, you said it was the wildest.
The temporal refuge. This is maybe the furthest out there. It involves engineering something called closed time-like curves.
Time loops.
Essentially, yes. Creating stable, self-contained pockets of space-time that loop back on themselves endlessly, like a little bubble of reality repeating.
The digital heaven, sort of, stuck on repeat.
You could think of it like that. An existence insulated from the decaying universe outside, constantly refreshing itself within its own temporal boundary. Eternal life within a finite loop.
Okay, my head is spinning a little.
Yeah.
Data arcs, black hole computers, universe seeds, time loops.
Yeah.
It's crucial to say, right, none of this is possible now. Not even close.
Oh, absolutely not. This is centuries, millennia, maybe eons beyond our current capabilities. It pushes the limits of imagination.
And this is the key point from the sources, isn't it?
Yeah.
The physics, the equations.
They allow for it, theoretically. It doesn't seem to violate the known laws of nature, just extrapolate them in extreme ways.
It's not magic, it's just incredibly advanced physics we don't understand yet.
Exactly. And that possibility, even if purely theoretical for us now, it's powerful, isn't it?
It is. It makes the arc concept more than just tech. It's, like you said, a philosophical machine.
A symbol of cosmic hope, maybe?
Yeah. So what does this all mean for us? You know, listening to this now, These aren't just cool sci-fi ideas to bat around, are they?
No, I don't think so.
You might be thinking, why even bother contemplating this stuff? The end is trillions of years away. Maybe it is inevitable. Why try?
It's a totally valid question, but look at human history. Look at any intelligent species, maybe.
Yeah.
There seems to be this deep, deep impulse towards transcendence.
Transcendence.
Yeah, wanting to leave something behind, to carry memory or meaning beyond our own mortality. Think about the pyramids, great art, libraries, starships even.
The drive to endure, to be remembered.
Exactly. It's about defying oblivion, in a way, and maybe this cosmic arc idea is just the ultimate expression of that same impulse.
And the thought that if minds, or information, if that survives the fading light.
Then maybe meaning survives too.
There's that philosopher, David Deutsch. He had something to say about this.
Right. He argued, back in 2011, I think, that the real purpose of intelligence isn't just survival, it's understanding. Solving problems, creating knowledge, expanding our grasp of reality, that ongoing process.
But the arc, its real purpose isn't just dodging death.
Maybe not. Maybe it's about ensuring that the process of understanding continues, extending consciousness and its ability to learn and create beyond the decay of this particular universe.
That transforms it, doesn't it, from just running away to continuing a grand quest.
Precisely.
And then there's this really provocative idea that came up in the sources.
You mean the timing?
Yeah, that maybe the ark isn't something built only way out there in the dim future when the stars are dying.
But that perhaps it's being built now.
Ow.
In the ideas we explore, like this one. In the mathematics we figure out, the science we discover, even in the way we preserve our collective knowledge digitally.
So this conversation, our curiosity, your curiosity listening right now.
In a metaphorical sense, yeah. It's all part of building that repository of knowledge and understanding that might, just might, form the blueprint for something much grander later on. It's part of the arc already.
Wow. Okay. So the end of time. It's this vast, ultimate silence, isn't it? A quiet that eventually swallows stars, galaxies, everything.
It's the ultimate horizon.
But before we reach that point, intelligent life, wherever it exists, faces this choice.
To just fade away. Or to try, to build, to preserve, to reach beyond the known limits.
And this arc beyond light. Maybe it's never truly finished. Maybe it can't be.
Perhaps it remains an eternal project, a goal, something to strive for, rather than a final destination you arrive at.
Maybe. Maybe that was always the point.
How so?
That's the act of reaching, the sheer audacity of even attempting something so impossible. That's what defines intelligence. That's what gives existence purpose, even when facing the ultimate void.
That's a powerful thought to end on. The light may fade. All this structure might dissolve.
But meaning, the meaning we create through understanding and reaching.
That might not have to fade with it. Maybe that can endure.